Two films, one video. Don't say I never treat you lot. First up, Fly Me to the Moon with Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum. I'm fascinated by, I don't know where Channing Tatum came from. The moon landing and the space race of the 1960s are extremely interesting to me, and I enjoyed the backdrop of that in this film. And when Scarlett Johansson's character is brought in to spruce up NASA with new marketing campaigns to try and, improve the public perception of the space race and get more funding for NASA, I enjoyed that. I liked hearing her break down her strategies for all these different ad campaigns with, Rolex watches and whatnot. And that kind of stuff I just enjoyed hearing. It was some good dialogue with her character, and I just enjoyed watching her put these ads together. And then later on, when she is tasked with producing a fake moon landing in case the real one's unsuccessful, kind of alluding to the popular conspiracy theory that the moon landing in general was faked. The entire backdrop of NASA, the space race, the fake moon landing is pretty much everything this film had going for it. I just felt like they wasted it on a subpar romance and a mediocre workplace comedy. Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum's chemistry wasn't bad. I would say it was fine, but that's the thing. I thought it was fine. I don't think it was strong enough for me to really get invested and give a shit about this film as a romance. It's kind of predictable as a romance, to be honest. Channing Tatum doesn't like her at first, and then he slowly starts to be won over by her eccentricities. And then there's drama and tension with the fake moon landing and Channing Tatum's passion to get to the moon for real because he's like the launch director for NASA. You know how it goes. And the workplace comedy elements were probably my least favourite part about the film. Not that it was horrible and just unwatchable, but the comedy there I just felt was very simple and basic and just not funny at all. Like the faking the moon landing, it's really intense and suspenseful, and then a cat runs across the set and they're all tumbling about trying to catch this cat before, the cat's out of the bag and it's all fake. It felt like sketch comedy. Like Scarlett Johansson was on SNL and they do a fake moon landing skit and they're doing all this really simple, basic, safe humour, and it just wasn't very funny to me. I would not be surprised if the writer or the director wanted to do a dramatisation on the fake moon landing, and then somebody like Scarlett Johansson's character in Hollywood saw the script and went, you know what, I don't think that has a lot of commercial appeal. Let's touch it up and make it a bit more marketable. Let's make it a romance and let's make it a workplace comedy. And we can have two attractive Hollywood stars like, I don't know, Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum in it. That'll sell it to the mass public. And then they actually went out and got Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum to be in it. And now we have this film. A film that was not horrible or unbearable by any stretch, but one that kind of squanders its real life story and setting and backdrop, and also a really interesting conspiracy theory, and just puts forward a lot of lame humour and a disappointing romance. So yeah, Fly Me to the Moon, bit rubbish, I thought. Moving on now to Longlegs, starring Micah Monroe and Nicolas Cage. And a second ago when I said Fly Me to the Moon was a bit rubbish, Longlegs, complete opposite of that. From the second this film started, I was pulled in by this film's mood. There is this sense of dread just hanging over every second of this film. The lingering presence of Longlegs and the effect of all the murders he's done. When he's not on screen, you still feel the effect of what he's done. And that is just what I call very, very, very good directing. And also very, very good acting. Micah Monroe, I've seen her in a few things over the years, but not much that I really remember. But here, she's amazing. This is, in my eyes, her star-making role because I've not been impressed by anything else I've seen her in. I can't even remember what else I've seen her in apart from It Follows, which, pending a rewatch, I thought was kind of terrible. But I loved her in this film. She is frequently vulnerable, yet also determined to crack the Longlegs code, to decipher these messages and find this guy. She just nails that balance so well, and I just enjoyed being on the case with her. And just, again, the acting in general, Micah Monroe, fantastic stuff. I officially want to see her in more stuff now. And yes, Nicolas Cage's Longlegs. Everyone's going to talk about him, and rightfully so. Not a lot of screen time, very, very minimal. But every second of screen time he has, you will remember, because this guy is just, he's something else. Unsettling, creepy, uncomfortable, psychotic, batshit crazy. Nicolas Cage throws everything he has into this character. And it's really cool to see Nicolas Cage as a character like this in a film like this, because even though it's another weird and eccentric kind of character, it's a dark, weird and eccentric kind of character, because Nicolas Cage, he's known for the memes at this point, playing the meme type characters, but this ain't no meme. If you enjoy films like Seven and The Silence of the Lambs, you will enjoy Longlegs because it definitely evokes the tones and the flavours of those kinds of films where there's a serial killer leaving clues and riddles at the crime scenes for the police to solve, and you're following the main detective or the main officer trying to decipher these messages and just find the killer. I get really pulled in by that kind of stuff when it's good. And I loved the riddles that Longlegs leaves, the messages that Michael Monroe has to decipher. It's all satanic ritual cult stuff, which also fascinates me. I love weird cults. I've said it before, I don't know what it is about cults and them being all culty. In a weird, twisted, dark kind of way, that stuff just interests me, and it interested me in here. There's also a mystery element to the story, which I'm not going to spoil, but I thought I had it predicted, and I was just waiting for the really obvious plot twist, but the really obvious plot twist did not come. I was kind of in the ballpark, but I was still not 100% right, so I'm not going to knock the film points for it at all, actually. And the actual answer to that mystery question was satisfying. It wasn't an eye-rolling reveal. I wasn't just going, what on earth are they doing? It was cool, it was good, and it led to a pretty suspenseful climax. As far as these catch the serial killer thriller type films go, Longlegs is one of the best ones in recent memory. There is an element to it that some people might not like because I'll just say that it has a slight supernatural flavour to it, so it's not 100% grounded, but they didn't go too overboard with it, so it wasn't a problem for me, but it's worth mentioning in case you're looking for a super grounded serial killer thriller. But it is really damn good. Again, very well acted by Michael Monroe and Nicolas Cage, very well directed, the sense of dread, the moodiness, the tension, just everything you could possibly want from this kind of film.